Yo, what's up YouTube? What's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for clicking on the video today. Today I am attempting to react to the Beatles, A Day in the Life. Okay, this was a donation request. Thank you so much for the support. I greatly appreciate that. Now I say attempting to react to you because I hope you guys get to see this. This is the Beatles, and typically a lot of their music gets blocked either immediately or in some time. So if you're seeing this, great, I made it past for now, okay? Sometimes the Beatles music does get through. A lot of times it doesn't though. So if you're seeing this live on YouTube, great, we made it. If not, you're probably seeing this later on in the future on like Patreon or something where you can upload anything you want, which is great. Okay, so A Day in the Life. This one right here, it says, "Hi Sean, this song is A Day in the Life by the Beatles. This song never gets old for me and it's been out since 1967. It sounds like a couple of songs in one. I hope you like it." Thank you so much. The Beatles have been such a hit for me. I talk to them when I talk to my friends about music or my brother, because the Beatles, it's a name I always knew about but didn't know anything about. So I would be like the pain in the butt kid that would just be like, oh, the Beatles are terrible, not knowing anything about it, but just because like I knew so many people loved them. And it was just a funny way of like poking at people. But I love that I've been exposed to them because they have so much flawless music that I'm just like, dude, I see why this band's name is known before you even know anything about music. I see why they're world renowned, why people just can't stop talking about them, why they're so loved. They're amazing. They truly are just amazing group of talented people. So let's go ahead and dive into A Day in the Life and see what we got here with this song. Loving the cover art, by the way. Man, when was this made? Is this like the album cover? Because I just see the initial Beatles right here. This one might be from this album. I remember they dressed kind of crazy and a lot of other people in the background. I don't know who all these other people are. Let's go.
About a lucky man who made the grade. And though the news was rather sad, well, I just had to laugh. I saw the photograph. He blew his mind out in a car.
There goes a little bit.
He didn't notice that the lights had changed. A crowd of people stood and stared. They'd seen his face before. Nobody was really sure if he was from the House of Lords. I saw a film today, oh boy. The army had just won the war. A crowd of people turned away, but I just had to look, having read the book. I'd love to turn you.
Wonder if that's Lennon singing.
Fell out of bed, dragged a comb across my head. Found the way downstairs and drank a cup. And looking up, I noticed I was late. Found my coat and grabbed my hat. Made the bus in seconds flat.
Like this.
Found my way upstairs and had a smoke. And somebody spoke and I went into it.
Now I got all light and jumpy. His voice is soothing in this.
They had to count them all. Now they know how many holes it takes to fill the Albert Hall.
I don't know what it is. I like the way he's singing on this, kind of the effect that they added. It's like some chaos, and then it's like the transition into another piece, maybe? I don't think we're done yet. Let's see. See if we get any more. But like you said, it does sound like a few songs into one. With that very dramatic build, boom, sometimes causing a new song, a new sound. But this might be the end. A long fade out. I think that's Lennon singing. Whoever it is, I absolutely love. Oh my gosh, it was like white noise. I'm taking this was part of the experimenting process, but some of the song is a little creepy. Like, I love horror movies, and I'm like, some of this stuff would fit right into a horror movie. That kind of little snippet there at the end. I don't know why that sounds like audio played backwards in reverse, and that's always sounds creepy to me. It might just be a personal thing. I've heard many songs that have audio in reverse, and it always sounds creepy, right? It sounds like a weird, odd language. And then of course that big build up, chaotic part of the song also sounded like a little like creepy to me. With the exception of that, though, everything else sounded great. Okay, like I said, really where I was gravitating to was his voice. It sounds great, but as musicians are great. Ringo, I noticed him a lot on this song with his drumming. Thought he did a great job, so I can see why you like this one. A Day in the Life, I'm assuming right there from Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club. We haven't heard that one before. Maybe if we get back to the full album reactions, I would love to continue where we left off with the Beatles. But we'll see. We'll see if we get around to those. I think that would be fun to start up again. All right, thank you for this one. Let's go ahead and read a little bit about it. All right, so we have A Day in the Life by the Beatles, of course, from the Sgt. Pepper's album, right here, released in 1967. Like you had mentioned, it says A Day in the Life is a song by the English rock band The Beatles that was released as the final track of their 1967 album, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, credited to Lennon and McCartney, which is typical. The opening and closing sections of the song were mainly written by John Lennon and Paul McCartney, primarily contributing to the song's middle section. All four Beatles shaped the final arrangements of the song. Lennon's lyrics were mainly inspired by contemporary newspaper articles, including a report on the death of Guinness heir Tara Brown. The recording includes two passages of orchestral glissandos, maybe that's how you say it, that were partly improvised in the avant-garde style. In the song's middle segment, McCartney recalls his younger years, which included riding the bus, smoking, and going to class. Following the second crescendo, the song ends with one of the most famous chords in popular music history, played on several keyboards, that sustains for over 40 seconds. I feel bad because I feel like I don't know, I don't have the level of musical knowledge to appreciate every single thing that they're doing. Like right there at the end, it says following the second crescendo, the song ends with one of the most famous chords in popular music history. So there's going to be so many people who would know that, and then there's me who doesn't know that, right? A repeated drug reference in the line, "I love to turn you on." I heard that line. I'm surprised they say drug reference. I literally thought he was talking about a woman, right? That's what I thought, but a drug, okay. You could see it that way. Maybe in that time there was less worry about sexual references and more about drug references, so maybe it was easier to make the drug connection with that line back then. Resulted in the song initially being banned from BBC because of that line. The song inspired the creation of the Deep Note, the audio trademark for THX Film Company. It remains one of the most influential and celebrated songs in popular music. Deep Note is a sound trademark. Huh. I don't know. Background. John Lennon wrote the melody and most of the lyrics to the verse of A Day in My Life in mid-January 1967. Soon afterwards, he presented the song to McCartney, who contributed a middle 8 section. According to Lennon, McCartney also contributed the pivotal line, "I love to turn you on." So he says in an interview, Paul and I were definitely working together, especially on A Day in the Life. The way we wrote a lot of the time, you'd write the good bit, the part that was easy, like I read the news today or whatever it was. Then when you got stuck or whenever it got hard, instead of carrying on, you just drop it. Then we would meet each other and I would sing half and we would be inspired to write the next bit and vice versa. He was a bit shy about it because I think he thought it's already a good song. So we're going into his room with the piano. He said, "Should we do this?" "Yeah, let's do that." So in 1968, Lennon said, "It was a good piece of work between Paul and me. I had I read the news today bit and it turned Paul on because now and then we really turn each other on with a bit of the song." And he just said, "Yeah, bang, bang," like that. Okay, so it turned him on in the sense that I think got his creative juices going. And it was like, I feel this, let's get it done. So there's different ways that you're being told, you turn me on, okay, and maybe he just meant in that sense, like, hey, you got me going, right? You're the glue, or whatever. You're the peanut butter to my jelly type stuff, man. When it comes to this musical stuff, so I just want to see who is. It says Paul McCartney and John Lennon doing lead vocals. It looks like so maybe they sang the parts that they wrote on this song, but I really noticed, I think, Lennon on that one. But hey, thank you guys for tuning in today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I know y'all love the Beatles, so shout out. Let me know if there's more. It's scary to do the Beatles on YouTube. Once again, they get blocked a lot, but I love hearing them. Point blank, period. I love hearing the Beatles, so appreciate it. Hopefully you guys have a great day. Stay positive, and I'll see you on the next one, okay? Peace.